You are looking at my living room coffee table, and I'm going to decorate it 2 different ways as part of a collaboration hosted by Deco Easy and My Style, My Colors. I will leave a link to their channels in the description box below and also a playlist. Before we get started on the first challenge, I wanted to show you this coffee table. Now, this coffee table was hand painted to look like wood, and it is beautiful in itself, but we are going to dress it up for Valentine's Day. Now, for the first challenge, I needed to use a candle and a tray, and also include something that reminds me of winter. We're going to start off with using a lovely doily. And the tray I'm using, I thrifted. It's just a wood tray. It's in pretty rough shape. I didn't do anything to it except clean it up a little bit. For the next step, we need to create some spacers because the tray is a little bit deep for the candle I'm going to use. So I'm going to use these vintage tart tins and just lay them in there. Then we're going to add some of these. Kind of look like white hearts, don't they? I'm going to set them in there on each side. We will adjust them as needed because they're not really going to stay until I add some of these greenery pieces here. And I'm just going to lay them around the edges. Most everything that I decorate with, I thrift. Okay, that's what we have so far. Whoops. This one fell out. There we go. So we're going to cover up the center there with this tray. Now it's time to add the candle. This candle I made from a vintage thrifted jello mold. And the ribbon here came with the Ray Dunn pieces that you'll see in just a second. It was wrapped in this pretty ribbon and I thought, I've got to use that. And it will add a little more red. So not everything was thrifted. I picked up these Ray Dunn coasters. Thought they would look great, just placed in like that. Just to give it a little bit of Valentine charm. Now that looks pretty good in itself, but I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'm going to take these pot holders or doilies and place one on each side just to add a little more red. And then I'm going to add a few more of those candles that I made. And these candles and other candles are on my Etsy shop. Just thought I'd get a little advertising in there. I like finding vintage, unique vessels for candles. I forgot to mention one important detail to this challenge, and that was to share something that represents winter to me. And for me, candles do a good job at that. I love the cozy feeling in the winter when it's really cold here in Minnesota. Having to stay inside, it makes a home feel cozy and warm. For the second challenge, we were to decorate a coffee table, farmhouse style. 2 things we were to use, and that is ribbon and an animal. I'm going to start out using this placemat. I think metal works really well for a farmhouse look. So we're going to start with this jug. Just sweep a doily over the edge there. And greenery. Being that I'm decorating for Valentine's Day, I am going to add some red roses. Check these vintage roses. They are flocked, and I picked those up at the thrift store. And I'm just going to randomly toss them in there. I'm not really going for any certain look. I think earthy tones go really well in farmhouse decor as well. Just going to randomly stick those in here. Looks pretty good. Okay, now for my animal, I am going to use a Valentine's card of a little kitty. Set him in the center there, like that. So far, so good. I also added a bow using this lovely vintage ribbon that I picked up at Goodwill. So I decided to use another one of my candles. I really think this white chippy enamelware makes wonderful farmhouse decor. And we will finish this off with a small tray of Valentine's Day candies.